try and pursue. I think like anybody else is just trying to actualize like my true potential. But I think I've also like shifted that, like over the years I've shifted my mindset. So today mainly connecting with people who are maybe stuck or maybe distracted by other things in life. This week I was wondering what it is that people, and I'll say you, if this is what you're struggling from, what I was wondering was, what is it that people struggle from? In terms of achieving their goals. So I have been through this process. So one of the things that came to mind was mindset and the past. So I'll focus on mindset. The mind is a very powerful thing. And what tends to happen is we tell ourselves stories. The stories of why we can't do something. So those stories can be also like inherited beliefs. So if we've been brought up, for instance, in a certain way, that there was expectations, high expectations of who you were to be in life, and that was pre-written for you, it may not have aligned with what you actually wanted to do, but then you ended up doing it anyway. And as you got involved in what you were doing professional-wise, you started to hate it, but still continue to do it and convince yourself that, yeah, this has got to be done. And then the other thing is to make a living, you've got to work. So you've got to have like that regular income, so that becomes like a comfortable level that, yes, that's the reason why bills have got to be paid. And that's understandable. And also like, family commitments, children, etc. So yes, that all makes sense in our mind. And some of those things can actually be barriers to not enabling us to move like forward. So the other thing I was also thinking about is that the past, and that's been coming to mind as well, of why people, and if you're experiencing this as well, might be stuck. So there's this analogy that sometimes we walk with a suitcase from like childhood, or we have that little person, that little us that walks with us into adulthood, and we haven't let go of what's happened to us like in the past. By letting go, I don't mean like it's immediate, because obviously people, including myself, we go through like hard experiences in life, but at the same time, it's how you choose to, I will use the word cleanse, but not cleanse, but heal yourself, in order to be able to have a free lifestyle. But life is never going to be free, but I always think the essential thing is maintaining and investing in the mind. So that's one. So there's mind, body, and spirit. So those things, if they're not functioning properly, the impact is likely to be that it may not enable you to move forward in terms of what you're trying to achieve in life. Let me see what my takeaways would be. So the past, I would say, if you can, as much as possible, try and approach the past and with like an open mind, because I think sometimes you can like people, I'll say you, because I'm just as an example, is that you may want to just close it all, but what will happen is that you may not be able to move forward. So there are two types of people. So the people who are able to use what's happened to them in the past as their vehicle to drive them forward to achieve better outcomes in their lives, and they do manage to do that, but they still have something internally which hasn't been healed, but they're still surviving. But how long you can go for doing that and still being healthy, I'm not sure. I can't confirm that. Then there are some other people who are impacted by their past, no matter when it's happened, and they carry it with them heavily and just accept that this is what life is going to be like. So I'm here to say that no matter what circumstance you're in, there are ways of slowly trying to heal yourself, in various avenues, so I think what used to be precious for me when I was younger was we had a stronger sense of community. So this doesn't happen not to many people, because I think we've been caught up in working in fast-paced environments. So sometimes I think people miss that and they become very isolated. So not having a sense of community can also have an impact, because then you're not able to share who you are as a person. Or in the traditional days, I think for some it's also very limited, that you don't have, like, let's say the aunt or the grandparents nearby to be able to learn from them, or to be able to like express yourself in that sense. So if you're not in that position, there's something about also being resourceful within your community and engaging with your local community, so that at least you're able to learn how to embrace life in a different way. So if it means that maybe socializing like with people who aspire you to do more, and that will be a means of healing. Or if it means that you go to some place which is, if you're spiritual, if you like meditating, that could be like one option. There's some people who find that, oh, maybe they want to go to church. That could be another option. So it's finding something in your life which will assist you to heal, in order for you not to hang on to those things which can hold you down from actually actualizing your true potential. Then there's also the mindset of, oh, I can't do certain things because, again, that's the mindset talking. So my takeaway would be, try and listen more and more to what your mind is saying it can't. And when it's saying it can't, what are the reasons? Jot them down and look at the reasons and paint it. In reality, are those reasons actually valid, or are there ways that you can actually start to overcome them? Yeah, so for instance, I can give you an example. I used to say, oh, I need to learn more. I need to specialize more before I can actually actualize my true potential, or before people can actually be convinced that I'm good at something. So that was me making an excuse, and I realize that because nowadays we are way ahead. This is the best time, if anything, that you can be anybody. You can create the lifestyle that you want to create. So if you want to work 9 to 5 and you love it, super, but the key thing is about being in a position where you are finding yourself to be passionate about what you're doing, that you're waking up every single day and living life purposefully. Yeah, so for me, I've always known that I have a purpose, but it took me longer than it needed to, because I was trying to either learn more, or I used to, my favorite one was about, oh, I need to develop a business plan, need to create a website, I need to do this and that. But no, none of that. Okay. And it's also paying attention to when people are giving you compliments. If you haven't discovered what your purpose in life is, pay more attention to the compliments people are giving you, especially if they're saying you're good at something. I'll give you an example. People used to say to me, oh, I'm a good listener. I am skilled at supporting other people. And that's where I found myself. I always found myself in positions in my professional life, being in a position where I was supporting people who needed some form of service, or I was supporting like a team. And that's what I felt, I think I can't say comfortable, but I felt that I was fulfilling like a purpose. Yeah, but I always knew that that's not where my life would stop, that there would always be something more. And what's also essential is that if you're fearful, that used to be one of the things that used to stop me as well. I used to fear what my true potential could be. So when I started to outline goals, I would think, oh my goodness, there's so many things I need to achieve, and I would stop. So I would say, paint it out, you know, write out what your ideal lifestyle would be like, and create like a vision board. A vision board will help you map out. A vision board, you visualize every single thing, you know, to the T. Like, I know what like my lifestyle needs to look like now. I know what my future house, from the entrance of the door, what it will look like. Yeah, so if you hear what I'm saying that those things, I already know that I am going to acquire them. But for me, it's not necessarily about materialistic things. For me, the focus is about being in purpose, not being in service to like other people. Oh, we got sunlight. Yay. That's what I've been waiting for the whole day. So being in service to other people. What do I mean by being in service? I think it's disregarding materialistic things. When you identify what your purpose in life is, it will connect with how you can like assist people. So it doesn't matter which business you're in, but if you look at it in a way that your purpose in life is to serve people, then you're most likely to remain grounded, you know, and hold value and connect with the people that you want to be your customers, or who you want to be supporting, you know. So that can be like in your professional field, or that can be in your community or a business. So you will know that you're in the right place, because by being in service to others, you're connecting with people on an authentic level. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and stick to time. I just wanted to connect with you on this mindset that know that anything in life is possible, no matter where you may be, and look at how you prioritize your responsibilities on a day-to-day. You know, focus on the things that you think are hard to do first. In the morning, if you've got free time, rather than procrastinating, because that's another thing. And then the bigger goals, which may not happen immediately, try and break them down so that at least you're doing them at least 30 minutes a day to an hour, and then it will be that you're working towards your goal rather than not achieving anything at all. So I hope what I've shared is of some value. Do feel free to connect with me by either leaving like a message down below, and you can also add me. If you haven't been able to watch live, there will be like a notification where you can, when I come on live, you'll be able to come on live at the same time. I must admit, one of the things that I haven't been consistent is, as I started off with, is doing these videos. So I need to get back on that. So that's one of like the things that I'm starting to enjoy, or have been enjoying for a while now, and I made the leap. And yeah, I think I had something else in mind, but I can't remember. Yeah, just continue excelling. If you feel nervous about, you know, a new challenge, which is leading you to a direction of a possibility, go for it. Because fear or anxiety is usually a good sign that you're testing yourself. Yeah, that you're testing yourself to become what you're intended to be in life. And always remember that what you have right now could be and is of value to somebody else. Yeah, so somebody else, by knowing you, they probably will value what you've shared with them, and it could heal them as a result of that as well. Okay, so sharing is caring. Ciao for now. Until next time. Bye from me.